I'm a music teacher and professional musician who has made more than 500 keyboard and digital piano reviews and comparisons on my channel, and I'm gonna help you pick a keyboard, digital piano, or MIDI controller that best suits your budget and the type of music you want to create. Before I begin, here's a quick tip. If you're an absolute beginner, don't spend too much on your very first keyboard. You don't need an expensive keyboard to learn the basics. However, if you can stretch your budget to buy a mid-tier piano keyboard, you will find that they sound much better, have better key action, are more solidly built, and have a higher resale value. If you are mostly interested in learning and playing piano pieces, get a digital piano on my list that has 88 weighted keys. If you are more into contemporary pop, rock, jazz, and world music, or playing with a band, a synth action keyboard is lightweight, cheaper, and better for playing non-piano sounds. A MIDI controller keyboard does not come with any onboard sounds. Instead, you use a MIDI keyboard to control virtual instruments and music production software that is installed on your computer, iPad, or smartphone. This video is not sponsored and I paid for these keyboards. The prices I mentioned are accurate as at the time of this video, and in order not to make this video 2 hours long, my in-depth reviews, sound demonstration, and best prices for the keyboards and digital pianos in this list are in the video description and comment section. The beginner keyboard with the biggest bang for your buck is the $199 Yamaha PSR E383. It comes with 61 touch-sensitive synth action keys, 650 sounds which can be layered and split, more than 60 DSP effects, and 260 rhythm accompaniments using Yamaha's time-tested AWM sampling technology. There are music lessons built into the keyboard, and you can use the onboard speakers or plug in a pair of headphones. To record your performances, there's a 2-track song recorder, and it can be powered with an electrical outlet or using 6 AA batteries. The USB port supports both MIDI and digital audio for use with music learning apps and music production software. For $100 more, there's the 76 keys version, PSR EW320, great for playing piano pieces, or the Key Lights version, EZ310, which lights up the keys to show you which notes to press. If producing contemporary digital music using virtual instruments and multi-track recording software is more your cup of tea, you won't go wrong with the $100 plus Impact GX61 MIDI controller keyboard from Nectar. It has 61 touch-sensitive synth action keys, DAW transport controls, advanced MIDI integration right out of the box for 10 of the most popular music production software, including the bundled 8-track sequencer from Bitwig. My full review, sound demo, and best prices for these $100 plus keyboards can be found in the description and comment section. At $219, the Casio CTS-1 is a fantastic 61 keys keyboard for those who want one of the best key actions and studio quality sounds at an affordable price in an ultra-portable form factor without all the bells and whistles. You get 61 of the most usable studio quality tones powered by Casio's latest AIX sound chip. These sounds can be layered, and there are more than a few dozen reverb and DSP effects. A power adapter or 6 AA batteries power the onboard speakers, and you can plug in a pair of headphones. The micro USB port supports MIDI for music learning apps, and with a Bluetooth adapter, you get wireless MIDI and audio streaming. For an additional $30 more than the CTS-1, the Casio CTS-400 in a similar ultra-portable design gets you 600 tones which can be layered and split, and 200 rhythm accompaniments for you to jam along with. You get a good variety of reverb and DSP effects, a 6-track song recorder, and 32 user memory to store your settings. The keyboard can be powered with 6 AA batteries or with a power adapter, and you can use the onboard speakers or a pair of headphones. A micro USB and MIDI port lets you connect to music learning apps, and a Bluetooth adapter gets you wireless MIDI and audio streaming. For $299, there's the Yamaha EZ310 and the PSR EW320. The EZ310 is the key lights version of the PSR E383 I talked about earlier on my list. It is pretty much identical to the PSR E383 except for the color, white instead of black. And you get an additional 27 preset songs for use with the key light and lesson features. The Yamaha PSR EW320 is also identical to the PSR E383, but with 76 instead of 61 keys, with everything else remaining the same. The EW320 is a good choice if you want the extra 15 keys for your piano repertoire. For digital music producers, the $269 Arturia Keylab Essential 61 Mark III is an excellent choice. The 61 keys MIDI controller comes with a great velocity-sensitive hybrid synth piano key action, a rotary knob, 9 encoders, 9 faders, transport switches, modulation and pitch bend wheels, and 8 pressure-sensitive pads for finger drumming or triggering scenes. More than 2,000 sounds and virtual instruments from Arturia, Native Instruments, and UVI that cost up to $1,000 are bundled with the controller keyboard together with the industry-leading music production software Ableton Live Lite. My in-depth review, sound demo, and best prices for these $200 plus keyboards can be found in the description and comment section. For $349, Roland's latest Gold Keys 3 keyboard is unbeatable. Packed with more than 1,154 instrument sounds, powered by Roland's flagship Zencore sound engine, which can be layered and split across the keyboard, 203 performance-ready rhythm accompaniments, a user-definable chord sequencer, more than 100 effects, 256 user-programmable settings, onboard speakers, and user-expandable sound and rhythm packs using Roland SoundCloud, you will not find a more value for money and competent 61-key keyboard at this price. With both USB and Bluetooth, you get both wired and wireless MIDI and audio streaming for use with music learning apps and music production software. The onboard song recorder records both MIDI and digital audio, which is great for sharing online, and this keyboard can be powered with batteries or a power adapter. The Gold Keys 3 is available in 3 beautiful colors to fit your style. Also at $349 is the Korg Liano, the best-sounding ultra-lightweight 88-key digital piano at this price. With 8 studio-quality Italian and German piano and electric piano samples and loads of bundled virtual instruments, this is a keyboard built specifically for piano players. You get reverb and chorus effects, onboard speakers, a headphones jack, a sustain pedal input, and a USB port that handles both MIDI and digital audio. Great for music learning apps and music production software. The keyboard can be powered with 6 AA batteries or a power adapter and is available in 6 striking colors. If you need an affordable 88 weighted keys digital piano and do not need portability, the Donner DEP20 at just $350 is a great bargain. With 238 instrument sounds which can be layered and split across the keyboard, 200 rhythm accompaniments, onboard song recorder, powerful speakers, a headphones jack, and USB MIDI for connecting to music apps, the Donner DEP20 gives tremendous value for an absolute beginner. If you pay $29 more, get the Alesis Recital Pro. At $379, you get 88 touch-sensitive weighted piano-style keys and 12 piano, electric piano, and organ sounds which can be layered or split across the keyboard. A simple song recorder, sustain pedal jack, reverb and chorus effects, headphones jack, and USB MIDI for use with music learning apps and music production software is included. The onboard speakers can be powered with a power adapter or with 6 D-size batteries. You may find cheaper China brand 88 weighted keys digital pianos, but do yourself a favor and don't be penny wise and pound foolish. For the digital music producer who is more focused on piano repertoire, the $399 Arturia Keylab Essential 88 Mark III is what you're looking for. It is identical to the $269 Keylab Essential 61 Mark III I talked about earlier, but with more keys, and is an absolute bargain for those who require 88 keys. Check the description and comment section for my in-depth review, sound demo, and best prices for these $300 plus keyboards. Two of the best keyboards in the $400 plus category are the $499 Roland Gold Keys 5 and $489 Yamaha PSR EW425. The Yamaha has 76 keys, whereas the Roland has 61 keys, but the Roland has 1,154 sounds versus the 820 sounds on the Yamaha. The Yamaha has more accompaniment styles, 230 versus the 203 rhythms on the Roland. But the Gold Keys 5 gives you 4 variations for each style, and it's really easy to expand the sounds and rhythm accompaniments on the Roland using Cloud Connect. The Yamaha PSR EW425 has more powerful onboard speakers and has 2 live control knobs, which the Roland does not have. While both can record songs on MIDI and digital audio, only the Roland has the option for Bluetooth wireless connectivity. The Alesis Recital Grand, also sold as the Alesis Prestige in some markets, is the only 88 graded hammer action digital pianos in the $400 plus price category I can recommend. You get 16 high-quality multi-sample piano and electric piano sounds which can be layered and split across the keyboard, a powerful 50-watt array speaker system, dual headphone jacks, triple pedal support, and a USB MIDI port for use with music learning apps. You can find my demonstration of the sounds and my in-depth review of these $400 plus keyboards and digital pianos in the description and comment section. $599 seems to be the sweet spot for a solid beginner 88 graded hammer action digital piano. You won't go wrong with either the Roland FP10, Yamaha P145, or Casio PXS 1100. The Roland FP10 has 36 instrument sounds, the most number in this category, and the Yamaha has the least at just 10 sounds, but the Casio has the highest polyphony at 192 notes. The Casio PXS 1100 is also the most compact, lightweight, and can be battery operated, whereas the other two can only be powered off an electrical outlet. I prefer the key action of the Roland FP10, but the Casio has a lighter action which beginners may benefit from. They all have headphones jack and onboard speakers, but the amplification on the Casio is the most powerful of the three. Both the Roland FP10 and Casio PXS 1100 have both USB MIDI and wireless Bluetooth functionality to connect to music learning apps and audio streaming, while the Yamaha P145 has just a USB MIDI port. Nonetheless, you will not go wrong with any of these three if you are looking for your first beginner digital piano. My in-depth review, sound demo, and the best prices are in the description and comment section. At $699, the Roland FP30X and Yamaha P255 are great choices for serious piano students who are on a tight budget. You get really good key action at these prices from both manufacturers, and there is a perceptible jump in sound quality, build quality, and note polyphony, which are important. The Yamaha P255 has 24 high-quality tones, whereas Roland packed more than 321 tones in the FP30X. You get dual headphone jacks, triple pedal support, a song recorder, and stereo aux audio outputs for connecting to more powerful speakers or mixing decks for performances. While both keyboards have USB MIDI for use with music learning apps and music production software, the Roland FP30X supports wireless Bluetooth. Do note that the speakers on the Yamaha P255 are significantly more powerful than those found on the FP30X if that's important to you. These two digital pianos are entry-level pro keyboards that are often found in clubs, pubs, and restaurants. The $800 plus mark is where you will find my personal favorites, the hybrid Arranger digital pianos. The $849 Yamaha DGX 670 and the $899 Roland FP E50 hybrid piano arrangers are the best of both worlds. They have 88 graded hammer action keys and have rhythm accompaniments and music production capabilities as well. The Roland has more than 1,000 sounds, whereas the Yamaha has 600 voices, but the Yamaha makes up for it by having 263 rhythm accompaniment styles, whereas the Roland has just 177 styles. However, you can expand the sounds and rhythm accompaniments on the Roland FP E50 using expansion packs available on Roland's Cloud Connect, whereas the DGX 670 has more limited expansion options. The Yamaha has 4 variations for each rhythm accompaniment as well as more granular rhythm track controls. A rhythm style creator is also available on the DGX 670, whereas the Roland does not have this feature but has a chord sequencer instead. Both hybrid Arranger pianos have a mic input and vocal effects if you want to sing and play along. However, I do wish the Roland has a color high-definition LCD screen like the Yamaha, but it only has a monochrome screen. The Roland FP E50 does make up for it by having speakers that are twice as powerful as the Yamaha DGX 670. You get every imaginable connectivity option, including wireless Bluetooth, but the Yamaha has a powerful 16-track sequencer, whereas the song recorder on the Roland is a basic one. The bottom line is this: if you want loads of sounds and expansion, get the Roland FP E50. If rhythm accompaniments and music arranging is more important to you, the Yamaha DGX 670 is the better choice. Here are my recommendations in the $1,000 category. For digital pianos, the $949 Kawai ES120 and $999 Roland RD08 are my favorites. They feature great sound quality, fantastic graded hammer action keys, and solid build quality. If you want a pro-level Ranger keyboard with rhythm accompaniments and more than 1,200 sounds, the $1,099 Yamaha PSR SX600 is the one you want to get. For gigs and performances, the lightweight 61-key Yamaha CK61 stage keyboard and the Roland Juno DS88 hammer action stage synthesizer with thousands of sounds and every imaginable feature a working keyboardist needs gets my recommendation. The CK61 and Juno DS88 can be powered with batteries or a power adapter, and these keyboards also work really well as an advanced MIDI keyboard controller. For the more traditional console home digital pianos that cost about $1,000, the ones that impresses me the most when it comes to sound quality and key action are the made in Japan Korg LP380U, the Yamaha YDP S35, the Casio PX870, and if you can stretch your budget a little more, the Roland F701 when it comes to bang for buck. Home console pianos usually cost more due to the cabinet work, the significantly larger speakers and amplification system, a bench, and a triple pedal system. You can find everything I recommend, including the music learning apps my own students use, in the description and comment section. I hope you found this video useful. My name is Jeremy C, and check out my in-depth video reviews and sound demo if you need more information.